call me old man Wade.
Damn you, old man!
Wait.
Old ass man.
Shut up, old man. You smell like fart.
No! Man!
Old man.
He's so old, he got a podcast on cassette.
Fuck, you're old.
Damn it, Wade.
And welcome to the Old Man Wade. Old Man Wade. Before we even get to the roll call, now I understand when people be like, y'all missed about 5 minutes ago because I didn't hit record.
I said hit record.
That
Could not go on.
That could not go on the record.
That go. Nah, man.
Nah,
man.
You can always edit and post.
No.
Shanice had her hand up, and we didn't let her talk.
I'm sorry, boo.
Sorry. Go
I
ahead.
can't even say anything.
You can?
It's not going to be on record.
Oh, I'm not recording that.
Oh.
No.
Ridiculous.
I ain't saying nothing.
Right
time.
So bump this. So I had to hit pause real quick, and ladies over here talking shit. But before we even get into it,
I love it.
Directly across from me, you have my lovely wife.
Okay.
With the normal enthusiasm that she always has. To my right, got my co-host, Super Bowl Harvey.
Yo!
To his right, we got his lovely wife, Shanice. And we got...
Say that one more time for the mic.
What up, son?
Keeping it gangster.
Where'd that come from? I've never seen that side of Shanice before.
She drinking wine.
Oh,
Red
okay.
wine at that.
She been drinking.
I should have brought some nutcrackers if I knew. But anyway, there's always another one.
No.
Yeah.
Oh man, the other female voice you may hear, that's Kim.
Hello.
And to my left, we got the man who got the party started at my wedding. The man everyone's been like, yo, get this DJ for my wedding. Fredo.
Hooty hoo. Hello, everybody.
What up, though? Alright. So, what let's get something clear. It ain't my fault.
So you're starting with that premise.
Oh yeah. Absolutely.
Solid.
It was not your fault, Marcus.
Mark.
It's not your fault because I'm thinking Javier and Mark put them together. It's not your fault, Mark. It's not your fault, Harvey.
It's not. It's Super Woke Hobby, by the way.
Super Bowl hobby.
It's not Super Woke Harvey's fault. It's the man stance fault.
Alright, so I want to know exactly, because I don't know what man stance is.
It's when you all men feel the hairs on your chest tingling when the woman of your life is not doing the right thing.
It's like
and y'all, and y'all do the stand-up thing, and you put your foot down, separate them, you put your hand on your hips, so you're like, I'm ready to go.
Alright.
And put that bass in your mouth, and then
You know
you
what?
then you turn around and look at your wife, and she's
I know
like,
exactly what you're about to ask, so let me ask it for you. So,
May I just clarify something though? The man stance does not work.
thank you. That's exactly what I was about to say. That man shit
I've never used that stance in my life.
Because you know what
you
don't
know
work.
who you're married to.
Shit don't work.
It doesn't work. It's false.
It's false?
Yes. You may want to stand like that, but then at the end of the day,
You
they
talk
look
about
at
your
you like,
chest hairs get flare up. My chest hair goes into my body.
right. It's all false. It's all false.
My wife's the only person in this world who scared the shit out of me.
Wow. She's like, oh.
You can fight Brock Lesnar, or you can talk back to nah man, give me Brock Lesnar. I'll take my chance with the MMA dude as opposed to the woman I sleep next to who knows the human anatomy.
She knows all the pressure points.
Yeah.
And she's CVS.
Yeah. So she'll keep me alive for like days.
Yeah. Enough for you.
I'll be in a jar. I'll be in like multiple jars.
Yeah. But alive.
I want to expand on that whole CVS comment, but I don't know if the statute of limitations are up yet, so I'm going to not say anything.
What's
The
CVS?
CVS. Yeah.
So, Guardians.
Oh. No.
What's CVS?
Your CVS. Your pharmacy. Oh, my CVS.
your V
The
medical.
statue. I mean, they all have my name on it. Or his.
Yeah.
I didn't say all that.
So
shit.
what are we talking? What are we talking about today?
You know what's funny because you say that and it kind of leads into something. I don't know if any of you have listened. I know my wife doesn't. I have something called the Go Fuck Yourself
She
Awards.
listens regularly, by the way.
Go fuck yourself.
I have something called the Go Fuck Yourself Awards.
Okay.
Today's degradation goes to the people who spend more time crapping on other people's lives than working on their own. Recently, LeBron James' mother, Gloria Marie James, former boyfriend, made a statement saying that he knows that LeBron James has been having an affair with Beyonce.
I'm sorry. What? I'm sorry.
So,
hold on. It probably gets better.
First off, if it's true, who knows their arrangements? Maybe they have a deal that they can have sex with them or swing in general. Or maybe it was a mistake made, and that's a subject that nobody else's fucking business. What goes on in their in the people's lives is no one else's business. Now, when Jay and Beyonce put their business out in life form, that's for public consumption. Private matters are just that, private. Also, he's so worried about everyone else's status, but notice he's single. Maybe if this fucknugget spent more time worrying about his own relationship instead of someone else's life, he'd be with someone. But hey, fucknuts going to be fucknuts. From old man Wayne to you, go fuck yourself.
Wait, who wrote this?
Me.
No, who wrote?
Oh, LeBron's mom's ex-boyfriend, Lambo or some shit like that. I don't know.
His name is Lambo.
I think he's a
Lambo. His name is Lambo.
Yeah, like that's his government name.
Nah, I hope not. But with LeVar and LiAngelo and LaMelo and
You guys remember that candy Caramello?
Caramello.
That's why I like her.
So
That's why I fucks with her. She's
and
my
it
friend.
and the reason I bring this up because Fredo was smart enough to do the one thing every man does. You look at your wife, she looks back at you, and you have this rapport, and you're like, "Can I say the story on there?" And she looked at him and goes, "Please don't." And so he was like, "So before we start recording, I'm gonna talk about this."
Oh, you're supposed to ask permission first.
Nah, you have a rapport. Like I look at my wife sometimes, and just go, and I'll go, "Can I?" No. Cause straight up and down, some things.
I mean, there's not really much though that I would.
But
do.
see,
But
I have to stick up for you men, cause when we women say, give the look, and you're like, we're like, fuck you, and we do anyway.
My wife has said she'll go off on somebody on Facebook. I'm like, yo, yesterday you told me not to do that.
What happens is, with me individually, if I'm drinking and Kim gives you a look, I just do it anyway. But if I'm sober, then I know, okay.
What is this look? Is there a way to describe this look?
It's like the look that your mom gives you, like, yo, chill out, that type of look.
But she's your wife, not your mom. Okay,
let me explain.
How can you play devil's advocate this whole show?
We can. That's fine.
Go ahead. All right.
That's fine. A woman isn't. I mean, your wife isn't your mom.
Yeah.
But if you realize, once you leave your mother's house and you move in with a woman or whoever you choose to move
is
in
with, is that the default? Is that the default standard? Like, mom's house, wife's house?
No.
Okay.
You can actually live by yourself and then move in with someone else.
There's my question. So if you live by yourself
Yep.
for a number of years,
Yep.
right? Or even if you were living at a parent's house, but you had a level, I'm assuming a level of autonomy because you were an adult, right?
Yep.
How do you make that transition from doing what the hell you want to do to my wife just gave me a look, so I'm gonna have to like tuck my dick in.
You know what it happens.
You know when it happens.
So that's a very easy answer. I don't want easy answers. Right?
I can't give you a difficult one because it's easy.
It's really that easy. You just do
all
it.
right. It's just like when they show you how to use your ATM for the first time. You go in, you put in your code, check in savings, and you make a withdrawal, and that's the same thing as.
But what if you don't want to do it?
That's the ignorance of that individual.
No. So
that's what he says when he's drinking, and I give him the look. He don't pay me no mind, and still does it.
Right, because then I can do the man stance, and then I don't really
the man stance,
as Mark would say. At that moment of time, it all depends on how much alcohol and what type of alcohol. You see what I'm saying? There's a difference.
So I don't drink vodka because vodka makes me angry.
I don't drink Hennessy because I ignore Kim and she can be. And I'd be like, yeah, whatever. So you see what I'm saying?
He don't drink Hennessy because it makes him very flirty. And then when the women are flirting back, he wants to mush them in the face and talk about get the fuck out of my face. I got a wife. And the wife is standing behind him. I tell him, one of these days I'm going to go into the woman's bathroom and not come back out. So
we'll go back to your question. Right. We'll go back to your question. When you leave your mother's house, you already know how she took care of you, right? Then you live on... So you want to go living on your own or you want to go into moving in with another individual? Which one do you want to go to? Or you want to go to both?
Because I can answer the living on your own thing.
Which one do I have the most sex doing?
The most what?
Which one do I have access to the most sex?
The most sex?
Yes.
Your wife, because it's there.
there.
It's there.
So there's an obvious answer right there. I mean, you do.
No, but we're talking about a look. We're not talking about the sex. You're asking me two different questions.
Alright, so bust this. When me and Maria first
Like when he
got
says
together,
bust this, like
it's like I'm so stuck in like the 90s. I'm so stuck in the 90s. I'm 1,000 years old. So when me and her first started dating, there were certain things I could get away with because we were together.
but you weren't living together.
Exactly.
Right. Huge
So,
difference.
Now,
Yep.
before we moved in together, we were still dating. She gave me an ultimatum.
Mm-hmm.
Either we're moving in together or we're not together. And that was the first time I got that look. Flat out.
See, I never got that.
I was in the kitchen. I remember it was in my old apartment. I was in the kitchen, and I was
Because we were old as fuck, though.
What do you consider old?
We were like in our late 20s. Like,
That's old.
for a female, that's old as fuck.
Really?
If you're talking about like wanting to have a life with somebody, so I'm trying the cow before I purchase it.
Right.
I'm sorry.
I'm
I'm not oversaturation. I don't.
I am
like,
a bull. My name is Ferdinand.
Excuse me. I'm trying the bull. I'm just saying, like, so, like, I wanted to know what it was going to be like to live with him. I never pressured him to get married. I actually didn't want to get married.
Oh, we can talk about that later.
But
just the moving in part.
So yeah, it was just like we had gotten to a certain point. I was at a certain age in my life, so that if it wasn't gonna work and we weren't gonna move forward and we weren't gonna be in a relationship, that okay, I'm gonna move on to the next person that's ready for that shit. You're not ready for that, see you later, bye.
Makes sense.
Like that was my choice, right? Because how long does it take to court with somebody, right? You gotta date them, go out with them.
So
right, but
I'm old too. I said court.
I'm not old school.
In that sense, but I said courting.
But you can meet the person
for a number of
So
sunsets.
Mark, when you first got the eye,
Yes.
how did that make you feel, though?
He was salty as fuck. He wasn't moving in.
Oh no, the first, but she did.
Wait, you started with the eye.
Yes, I started with the eye.
So you automatically was
because he literally started talking about how he needs to look for a one bedroom or like a studio and like whatever, and I wasn't even a thought, so I was like,
because I wasn't thinking about it. Like, fuck, you already have a key, so you said technically live here anyway.
Oh,
okay. Did you get what he said though?
I already had a key.
You had a key.
But
so like
right, that was access.
She
at any
literally
time.
wanted me to say yes, you can move in. That's all it was. She just wanted the acknowledgement that this was actually going.
I didn't
No,
want
she didn't want that. She
I
wanted to hear you
us
say,
to move
Maria,
to a place together.
I want us to move in together.
But why?
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah,
So check it out. So I want to get to this thing because the whole thing about another look. This wasn't a dominant look. This wasn't a look to be intimidating.
No.
This was a passive-aggressive woman look.
Wait, there's different looks.
Oh my God.
All right.
Passive aggressive.
There's levels.
Passive-aggressive.
There's different looks.
Check this out. Two things we started when our first relationship was two things she asked me. Do I want kids? Do I want to get married? I said, I don't want kids. She was like, good, neither do I. She goes, do you want to get married? I'm like, not really. I don't see the point. If I love someone, it doesn't matter. Black Panther has a quote where he goes, the marriage is a celebration to reflect something I have a feeling I have in my heart. He goes, I'm already married. So if I love Maria. I've been in love with her for longer than she knows. Right. So I was good. I need to get married. She was like, cool. I don't really feel like being getting married either. So I figured if we're on the same page and then we're in love with each other, then what does it matter? So fast forward to 6 years later, we're at Chili's, just sitting there, and she's looking on her phone, and she was like, "Oh, that's nice." I'm like, "Oh, what are you looking at?" "Oh, I'm looking at wedding rings." I'm like, "Ah, fuck."
Yes.
And then, so let me show you the female passive aggressive look. So for those of you who can't see, which is all of you, because this is an audio podcast and not a video. Kim is over there doing
fishing, railing in.
I was
rodeo, right?
Yeah, it was rodeo. It was like,
well, you called yourself a bull. I'm just.
She sags Ferdinand over here, and so I'm gonna make sure I can describe it properly for everyone who's listening. What it was is she's looking down at her phone, doesn't say anything. You don't really pay any attention. You're at dinner. You don't really care, and then it's a very subtle, huh? Because at that point you're like, I either did something bad or I did something good, but regardless, I need to respond to this.
Exactly.
And then you're like, oh, hey, then you respond, oh, what are you looking at? And it's like, oh, nothing, just looking at wedding rings. And then they kind of pause, look up at you just a little bit, and then you're like, okay, so I have to do this now.
I don't remember this.
This is freaking ridiculous.
I don't remember this.
Yo, you are geniuses. What? All I've heard so far was like, I wanted Mark to ask me to move in. So I gave him a subtle look.
No.
That was a straight conversation.
So who asked who? Like
I did.
No, she didn't ask.
I didn't ask. I literally said to him, I am getting older. We're either having a relationship and moving forward, or we're not, or I'm moving on because I'm too old to play games. We're either living together or we're not. And he said, I have to think about it. And I said, okay, fine. You don't have very long because
she literally
I'll be done.
Until the time of like her leaving.
Every woman is different.
Really?
Every relationship is different. Every marriage is different. Every household is different. So the way that Maria did it, it could have went 2 ways.
Yeah, he just said no.
But she was good
Vice
with
versa.
But
I was good with that.
You shot your shot.
I was good with that.
Right.
No, I respect that. At first I thought it was like,
but some
because you know the situation. Sometimes in situations, women might
we went through a bunch of
you
shit.
might not want to. You there's certain traditional roles that men take, right?
Yeah.
You expect the men to ask.
Yeah.
For your hand in marriage. And,
Yeah.
But,
yeah, because if I proposed to Mark, he'd be like, no.
But at the same time, because how the story goes, though, the story usually goes like, you just say, like, you're at TGI Fridays. And
sorry.
TGI Fridays.
What? I will fight you over that.
When I tell you what happened last week, you'll understand.
All right, we'll talk about that later. But so it's like
black people in the corner. Fuck you.
Oh, I'm looking so why weren't you that upfront about the marriage?
Because I didn't want to be married. I changed my mind on wanting to be married.
Because her
niece,
I think her niece coerced her into it.
It wasn't there. It was like a mixture of different things.
It was conveniently right after she saw her niece and her friend Laura, and then all of a sudden I'm like,
no, I don't think it was. It had nothing to do with anybody personal. For me, really, marriage symbolizes like a specific thing to me. I didn't need to own him, and I didn't need him to own me, right? So for me, it was what if something, God forbid, happened to him? Who's gonna have a say? His mother?
Oh God.
His father? I'm just gonna stand in the back corner. Yeah. Like I know what he wants. I know everything he wants. If anything happens to him, if he wants to live, if he wants to die.
What's my dream funeral?
I'm not giving you a Viking funeral. I will go to prison.
Yes.
He literally.
Out your head.
Yes. See, look. See.
So Kim. So how did you suddenly manipulate Alfred?
I didn't manipulate him into marrying me.
Manipulate Alfred. Alfred manipulated me.
Really? Okay. So.
I didn't. Mark likes to say I manipulated him. He's full of shit.
What, did I say that? Did those words come out of my mouth?
Mark wanted to marry me before he had a ring before I even thought about wanting to be married. Really? I just told him I did not want to be married.
So how did he convince you?
She convinced him.
She convinced him.
I
didn't convince him.
Okay. All right. So Kim and Alfred.
I love your niece because she always has my back, and she was like, Maria's probably gonna want to get married soon. And I was like, fuck.
What happened?
Yeah.
Go ahead. What's your question?
So it seems to be opposite direction with you.
It is opposite, right? But you got to understand too the different. I'm not.
I want to know the story. I want to know the story of Kim and Alfred.
How would he propose? How
do you want to do it? Like this is a long version, a short version.
Listen, again, there's 22 years of this bacon.
Right. And there's a different age bracket between.
But I think it'll be interesting because a lot of people seem to want to be in relationships. Okay. I don't know how much they want to be after hearing this episode.
No, but it's not like that.
Like I said, every relationship, marriage is different.
Yeah.
Like not every Disney story is the same.
Exactly. What you guys may seem as fine may not work.
Oh, I'm not making any judgments. Please, I'm not making any judgments.
I'm just trying to clarify a few things.
Is how he figured out Mark and Maria.
Okay, so that's how Mark and Maria did. The way Kim and I did it, was Kim and I sat down. We was like, we should just get married.
No,
really,
no.
All right, I'm gonna.
They always see it differently, right?
No.
Okay, let me hear. I want to hear Kim's side.
Alfred.
It's like the Yanni Laurel of life.
Alfred has been telling. When me and Alfred first started dating, he was like, "You're gonna be my wife regardless. I don't care what anybody says." And I'm like, "I'm giving you 6 months, and then I'm dumping you." But that never happened, as you can see.
Right.
No. Here we are, 22 years later.
So
10 years of marriage, 16 years together.
16 years of marriage, 22 years together.
Okay, I had it wrong.
So he was out one night with his boys. Whoa, I gotta rewind. Alfred had this alpha male thing about him because he's a DJ. Everything was about his music, his life. DJ was everything, which was fine with me. I was getting my teaching career started, so I didn't care about his DJing was his life. And he had this thing where he didn't want to be checked on because I'm not his mother. So,
oh my God,
we gotta expand his mother comparison.
I can definitely talk to you straight up, but I had this exact conversation with her.
And he was like, I shouldn't have to tell you where I'm at and this, that, and the other thing. You shouldn't have to call me and tell me, you know.
How long were you guys dating before this point?
Just like about a year or so.
Yeah?
No, maybe about a year. Yeah. So I was like, all right.
He might have had a point.
But you got to understand too, where I hung out, Kim used to hang out because we was all in the same circle at that time.
Yes.
Okay.
So, she's from Rhode Island.
Right, she used to commute to Boston.
I used to commute to Boston and party in Boston.
Inside joke.
So
that is an inside joke.
So he was out with his friends one night at a club, you know, doing the DJ thing and hanging out with his friends. Mm-hmm. And his friends were getting phone calls by, you know, the club is winding down. They're getting calls from their girlfriends, where you at? I want to see you, blah, 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 blah. His phone ain't ringing because I'm not supposed to be checking on him.
Off his face looks like this happened yesterday. I'm trying to open it quietly.
So I get a phone call and he's cursing me out. How come you didn't call me? Da 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 da, blah blah blah, this, that, anything. And I'm like, bruh, you told me not to check on you. I'm not gonna check on you. So I'm in Rhode Island. He's in Boston. About 4 o'clock in the morning, I feel like there's weight on my bed. There's weight. And I'm like, I know I'm home alone. Sure. So I hurry up and turn on the light. And his man stands standing on top of the bed. Did I tell you I want to marry you, girl? And this, that, and the other thing. And I'm like, look, it's 4 o'clock in the morning.
I just came from a party.
Roll over, go to bed, you're drunk.
I was drunk.
He was drunk. He rolled over, he went to bed, we fell asleep. We woke up later on in the day, in the morning time. And he's like, Kim, I want to show you something. Get dressed. Man stance again. I was like, man, this man's going to make me nuts. I'm going to have to, I don't know what to do with this guy.
I will say this, the one time the man stance actually works is when you want to give your wife something.
Right.
When you want to give your, I should say when you want to give your significant other something, that's the time the man stance works. When you're being sincere and you're not being an asshole, man stance works.
Do I do the man stance?
So
I don't remember.
She's like, you're doing the man stance right now.
I've seen your man stance once before.
Yeah, man stance ain't stance.
I've seen it.
You've seen it a couple times here, sitting down.
Really?
Yes.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. It's not a stance per se.
I've seen the man stance. I've seen it a few times, Harvey, but we'll talk about that after Kim's story.
So we get in the car, we drive to, what was the mall? What was
Dedham Mall. It was the Dedham Mall at that time.
Oh my God.
We go to
no, the Dedham Mall
the plaza.
When the
Dedham Mall was the mall.
Was actually
the mall.
Yeah.
This is back in 1998. So
something like that.
So he takes me to the Dedham Mall. We go into the jewelry store. Was it K's or Belden's? I don't know.
It was K's Jewelers because I had a credit card to that.
And
oh my God! Yo, I literally got a K's credit card to help me pay for her ring.
Yeah.
That's what I did.
So he goes to the woman. They chatting up. He gives her something. She goes to the back. She brings out the box. She's smiling. He goes, open it up for her. He opens up. She opens up the ring. There's a half a carat diamond solitaire ring. It bling bling. He's like, told you I wanted to marry you. And he walks out the store. So to me and the sales clerk, looking at this diamond ring.
Was she supposed to put it on you?
And we were like, what the hell did that
So I just want the audience to know, because this is a podcast, not video. Alfred's shaking his head vigorously,
I'm
saying this
disagreeing
didn't happen.
because that is not the way it happened.
So
How is it that y'all envision things way differently?
Because
how do we know you know the
No, I'm talking about like men in general.
So
that's what I'm talking about.
So
How do we
this
know
is
women are
live.
doing
People
wrong?
can hear us live now.
No.
Oh, okay. All right. So basically,
we don't edit anything, so probably
I don't
much live.
want you to. Everything is all correct until we got to the lady when I said, "Could you please bring out the ring?" The lady brought the ring out. She showed it to Kim, and Kim, be truthful, she said, "I don't want that ring."
Yes, I did.
See? You see how you let that out? You see how she left that out?
I'm not gonna lie to you. That was the happiest. That was the happiest I've ever seen anybody talk about a half-carat ring. And I wanted to say bullshit, but I didn't want to be rude.
I didn't want the ring. That's not the ring I picked out in my head.
Right. So then I am there with the lady, like, and she's looking at me, I'm looking at her. No, I was there, and I was like. So then I go out and I turn back around because K. Jewel was on the corner, so you can go in one door and come out the other side. I went into the other.
Oh yeah.
And I said, "Ma'am, you can just put it away now. We're all set." So and we walked out. I didn't say anything. We got to Rhode Island. I stayed quiet. But at that time, I wanted to.
Yo, okay, this is not just a understanding what happened differently scenario. This is like a whole hour of story.
Right.
Of difference.
So it's total difference from the lady.
Did you not tell that part of the story to spare his feelings? Or did you
No, she forgot. Yeah. It's like the W. Roxbury. She forgot. Yes. So.
You can't bring yourself that way. Exactly. Time out. I have to use old man's words. Flag on the play, right? I told y'all motherfuckers that we should record earlier. Y'all don't want to record that. Don't bring stuff up that we didn't record.
I apologize.
That's why he's my co-host.
I apologize.
All right. Okay. Continue. So I got a good one for you. So I got a good one for you. Talk about man stage. You want to talk about being drunk?
Right.
So I used to bounce at a club, and at the club we used to be able to drink after hours.
When he says drink, he means excessively cheap ass liquor.
That's the thing. So
like Pat's Blue Ribbon.
No, I didn't drink.
Wait, Pat's Blue Ribbon is a classic drink.
What kind of white
that is classic Americano, okay?
That's classic white.
You can get 85. You can get 40 ounces of Pat's Blue Ribbon for 45 cents.
Do not disrespect me by saying
across America. Agree.
White college students agree with you as well.
So let's hit the brakes on this. I'm not going to sit here and take the besmirchment of saying that I used to drink PBR, but if you want to sponsor me PBR, go right ahead.
All day.
I was not drinking PBR. I have a little self-respect for myself. Okay. I was drinking Keystones.
Keystones are worse! Keystones are worse!
I love it.
You might as well just go to the toilet and
I was gonna say the toilet water. You might as well just drink the toilet water.
That's essentially what I was doing. It was like it's like the bottom of the barrel.
I mean, I drank Bud Light. That was bad enough. But like Keystones and PBRs.
Like I feel like you don't even buy Keystones. Like you have to stab somebody for it. you have to win like a fight to the death to get a Keystone.
He was bouncing. It makes sense.
Okay, it makes sense.
So it was Keystones. PBR or the rum of the special rum, which was 90% of the time it was Sailor Jerry's.
I would just drink that.
So what ended up we were done bouncing at 2, kicked everyone out. We were done cleaning by like 2:20, 2:30, and we would just drink. And so depending on what was going on, if we were having fun, we would just drink and drink and drink and drink. Now I don't drive, period. So I used to drink until about 5 when the bus would start running, go home. This particular time we drank heavy, and there was this alcohol called chartreuse.
Okay. It sounds fancy.
Oh no, it's gross.
Yes, it is.
Also sounds gross.
It's if you drink enough of it, you will hallucinate.
Nice.
That's any alcohol, but go ahead.
No, not like this. This is like absinthe, like close to like absinthe.
Wow. Okay.
So ended up taking shit face. Like we were just taking shots of this nasty stuff, and I was drinking Keystones. I was sweating, and so I was dehydrated, and I took cap. I get home, and my wife is literally just like, "Hey, how was your night?"
I didn't say nothing. No
That's
face.
all she said.
No.
Literally,
stance, light stance, whatever.
She literally just woke up and was just, "How was your night?" Why are you checking up on me? I wigged out for you.
And I laughed the whole time. I didn't even get mad.
The reason why is because the alcohol had him that way.
Oh no, it had him. It had him so good. I was like,
it got worse.
Yeah.
You can't yell at a man who just had church.
I didn't yell at him though.
She did.
I literally was like, "Oh, how was your night?" And he was like, "You can't check on me."
We take calmness into sarcasm.
Yeah.
When you're drunk.
Yes. That's
exactly it. Oh my god! I didn't even care.
Maria, that's what it is.
Calmness
that's exactly what it
into
is.
sarcasm.
That's exactly what it is.
Can you expand on that a little bit?
Mark does that all the time. I'll be calm
after because we have other topics. But go ahead, Mark.
Wait, so she's laughing her ass off. And then all that's doing is fueling me even worse. And so I leave the room, and she was like, I love you. I was like, no, you don't! And slammed the door.
Holy crap.
So the next morning I get up, and I go, yeah, my bad.
He legit. I laugh about it because he came home. I was like, "How was your night?" And he like had a whole argument with himself, essentially.
She didn't say one word.
I didn't say one word. I just looked at him and laughed, and he like she slammed the door. He was like, "I was like, I love you. Good night." He was like, "No, you don't." Slammed the door and slept on the couch. He put himself to bed on the couch. I didn't even say anything.
Did you just were you just angry on your way home? Like I don't
know. He thought I was gonna be mad.
All right.
He thought I was gonna be, but I wasn't. He expected when he got home that I was gonna be pissed off, and I didn't care though. I was like, oh, whatever. Mm-hmm. Like I literally didn't give a shit. Mark used to do funny shit when he was
If Alfred was an animal, he'd be my spirit animal.
Yeah,
because he gets
sarcasm turns into us thinking a woman's calmness takes us into
no. You say sarcasm.
No, he's saying a woman's calmness.
I made a mistake.
You meant
she was
sarcasm.
calm.
It could be kind of jerkish.
He was ready for rah, 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 rah. She was like,
I was already ready for it.
How was your night?
Yeah, but how did
so
he? Wait.
He apologized.
Hold on.
I knew I was wrong.
Because I feel like I have to play devil's advocate for all these moments.
Go ahead.
So
the reason why I like this that you're here.
Go ahead, you troll.
Yes, go ahead. Okay, let's play it out. You and I.
Okay.
All right, I'm coming home. I close the cab door. I come in the house.
Okay. This is scenario one.
Yes.
I want everybody to know that Javi is laying with his booty in the air right now. I just want to point it out.
Babe, I'm home.
Yes, honey. Oh, I'm so glad to see your face. How was your night?
Fuck you talking about? Why you gotta be like that? You don't care about me? You don't love me? Fuck you! I'm going to bed.
And scene. Let's scenario
That's
two.
It. Scenario number two. Babe, I'm home.
So how was your night?
See what happened?
Coming in all late.
See what happened, Maria, right?
No, I don't want to hear it.
I was at the club.
I don't
we
want
was
to
drinking.
Go sleep on the couch.
I am. But I gotta explain. Exactly.
You're just like your dad.
And scene.
You see? So, hold on.
I have another amendment. In my case, it would be my father, it would be my mother. Continue.
Oh, okay. No. So was there like a mix of that?
No, I honestly,
literally, she just rolled over because she was sleeping.
I am one of the most passive people when it comes to that stuff. I trust my husband when he goes anywhere. I trust him to behave himself.
Some chick kissed me while I was in the club. I ran out. It was like, yo, this shit kissed me. I didn't want her to kiss me. I don't want
like, what? No.
Like, literally,
you're not even telling it right. Like, so there was a bachelorette party one night. And one of the things was to kiss the bald man. You know how girls just walk out?
It was dance, find the bald. It was like, find the bald guy and dance with him. Extra points if you let him rub your head. I was like, whatever. You just rub my fucking head. Like, I don't give a shit. So, go ahead.
So he literally, there was no reason for him to even. So this is why, like, Mark, like, couldn't, I don't think, do something inappropriate because he would feel the need to tell me. He's guilty. Like, he can't keep shit from me because he feels guilty. So he was like, babe, this girl, they were playing a game. She came out, she rubbed my head, she kicked me on the mouth. I told her no, I pushed her away. Ugh, I got a girlfriend. I was like, Mike, relax. It's one of those bachelor game parties where he's like, I didn't kiss her back.
Yeah, I was freaking out thinking this chick gave me herpes.
And so he stopped, right? He stopped. I was like, you know, if you never told me that, I would have never known. And he was like, yeah, but that's wrong. I was like, okay. I'm going to go to bed. I don't care.
Wait, did you kiss her?
No, she kissed me.
Oh.
It was one of those scavenger hunts. He
He
needed to tell me what happened because he freaked the fuck out. Like, magically, I would somehow know that this girl walked up to him, rubbed his head, and kissed him. Like, how would I know? Like, whatever. He just, like, he freaked out and immediately just spit it out because he was like, what if it came up one day? What if somebody said something?
Exactly.
Like, which I get. I respect that.
I would have been like, oh.
Remember that night?
Yeah.
Remember that night that little girl kissed you on the mouth?
And she'd be like, and Maria looked at me like, just slow like,
yeah.
Nigga, what? And then it would have been a situation like, so what happened was...
I laugh at a lot of stuff Mike does. You don't even realize. Like that, I laughed. I laughed when he came home fighting with me, and I wasn't even fighting back. Because I literally he was having a fight with himself.
I can picture from your
He
perspective.
was legit having a fight by himself. He was like, I know you're mad. I know you're mad because it's late. I know you're mad because I'm drunk. I'm like, okay.
It was like Kermit, and evil Kermit. It's like good Kermit's like, dude, she just want to make sure you're okay and like that you got home. Okay.
You know what it is?
Evil Kermit's like, nah, start some shit.
I think
Mad as
that
fuck.
the men in your life, because I know these two guys, I love them to death, but they don't smoke nearly enough weed.
What it is, Harvey, is you don't drink enough like we do.
No, I used to. And I think you remember me when I used to drink.
No, I didn't.
Really?
I was the one who hung out with you when you was
Yeah, I didn't like myself when I was... It wasn't the whole guilt thing. It was more like angry.
So that's why you
He
stopped.
wasn't around when you were the
When I
was around
when
when
I
you were the
clubbed,
drinker.
it was
You used to hang out with the
automatic
girls.
Yeah, I used to hang out with a lot of females.
Yeah, you used to hang out with us.
Yeah,
at the
but
club.
see,
He was
me,
DJing.
alcohol was it is my thing. But now I know what not to
What
drink.
your limits are. And what you
Right,
can't.
and
And
what
when-
I
and
can
when-
drink.
and when
Like
not
if
to
I
drink.
drink clear liquor, I'm good for the whole night. We're good. But now if we start with the dark liquor,
You know what?
Then-
You're telling me these things, and I'm saying all alcohol is ethanol, and it works the same regardless of
no,
the
it
color.
does not. It doesn't.
Okay.
Didn't you just hear what Mark? He said the same
Vodka
thing
makes
I
him
just
angry.
said. Vodka makes him angry. But
Yeah.
what does dark liquor do to you?
I'm good. Like,
Dark liquor, he's good. See, light liquor for me, I'm good. I'm
No.
social.
You know what?
For some reason, my brain
I'm
and
not
your
that-
brain connect
I'm
together.
not dying
I
on-
become smart all of a sudden.
Wait, what's that? I'm
Yes.
not dying on this hill.
My IQ goes.
He's gonna bring science into
But
it.
then
now,
science
I like
40.
it.
When I start to, you can bring as much science as you want.
No.
But then when I drink the dark stuff is when I become a whole.
Evil Fredo.
Really?
No, what happens is
Dr. Jekyll and Mr.
I become the guy that I wanted to be, but I never turned into. Not wanted to be, but semi-part-time, a Hugh Hefner type guy.
What?
You know what I mean? Like,
I think Kim would appreciate that as long as she's
Yeah, but-
1 through 9.
no,
with your
no,
girlfriends.
because I want to be like Kim. Let's bring them home with us.
no, he didn't
Yes.
say me.
Right.
He said
Let's bring
us.
That's
them
not. I think
home
that's
with us.
Yo, that's what marriage is all about. Sharing. Allowing the person that you're
You
with.
see that look that Shanice is giving you? That's the look we're talking about. That's the look we're talking about.
No, I ain't do nothing.
No, she just gave you the look like, fool please. I want to go say the N-word. So we just, fool please. She just gave you that look. Now getting back to, since we're on the Shanice and Harvey thing, right?
I was gonna say, I'm
Okay,
not
go ahead.
perfect. I'm not
No,
perfect
no.
in any way. I'm flawed and all this other stuff.
Right.
But I am way more boring. Like you're a freaking DJ.
No.
No, nothing. You're a DJ, right?
Doesn't matter.
Let him
bro.
have this. Let him have
Okay.
You know, I work and I go home. I'm boring. I wish I could feel guilty about shit.
I'm not as busy as I was before.
When Alfred's DJ, it's pure business. I have been at nightclubs that he's DJing to, and women are literally on the stage, ripping their tops off, shaking their stuff in front of him, grabbing on types of his body parts, and he's like, he just listening
Yo,
to
do you
music.
need an
He's
assistant?
in his zone.
You need an assistant?
Well, the parties that I
in
have
his
now.
zone.
The parties that I do now, not like
Yeah. All right. Just let me know if you need some
He's
help.
like, I'm DJing.
So
weddings.
before we
Yeah.
get
Sweet 16.
before we get off the topic,
Yeah, go ahead.
you remember how you said you wanted to know when you do the man stance?
Yeah.
I'll give you 2 examples in particular.
When I do the man stance?
Yes.
You in general.
You.
Yeah. I'm
Okay.
curious.
You did one of them here now.
Yeah.
Like,
Okay.
and I'm like,
I know we can't say names on the thing, right? We cannot.
I'm Super Bowl. Oh man.
you call me Mark. Like, it's.
No. I'm talking about other individuals that we've hung out with. We cannot say their
I
names.
wouldn't.
Okay.
Depends on who it is.
So
Like,
we
you can
was-
say Amanda, like, because Amanda's been on here before.
No, I'm talking about one. We was hanging out at Amanda's house. There was a man there that is from Trinidad, and he's very
Give out too many
boisterous.
description.
Oh, I know him. That's my
Okay,
dude. Yeah.
okay.
That's my dude.
He's now over there now.
Yeah, that's my
Okay.
dude.
You talking about
So-
Animal Man?
We'll call him that. So he was speaking with you guys, and this is the first time that you guys met, and he was speaking on how Shanice should cook for you when you're coming home and stuff like that. Do you remember that situation? I was
I don't.
sober that day. This is what you did, Harvey,
He's like,
because
what?
he got under your skin.
Yeah.
You got, Shanice, let's go. And you didn't look at her. You looked up at the door because in the dining room they had that little.
Yeah.
He was like, Shanice, let's go, and you did one of these. That's your man stance.
Really?
Yes. I got another one for you.
So wait, what was I upset about?
He's being the chauvinist pig.
He was joking with you about, well, how come you come here to eat Amanda's, because you said you was hungry. Yeah. And he said, you come here to eat Amanda's food, but why didn't she cook for you prior to you coming here?
This goes back to the go fuck yourself award. Everyone needs to mind their own fucking business.
But he was joking around.
So audience, like again, with me, it's very hard for me to hide my emotions. So if I'm upset, I believe that I don't remember it.
Right, I remember it because I was sober too.
That's the thing, I'll never remember it.
I'll give you a second one and then we'll continue on with the iPad, with the podcast. So, the second one was... things about myself. So the second one was, Shanice is now thinking about, she's like, oh yeah, and I remember that day. So...
That's my boy, by the way.
That's right. My people. So the second one was...
Oh, he's still here?
No, he's in Trinidad right now.
He's a TMT.
So the second one was we were all at Amanda's house again, and we were chilling, but we were all doing this. And Harvey
drinking alcohol.
He wanted to smoke, so Harvey said first. I ran ready to go. Everybody, drink. So Harvey did this. He got up. Now the door, you know how the door is by the dining room thing, right? He stood outside the dining room thing. He looked through the thing. Shanice, I'm ready to go. And he turned like this. It was like, so you know now. Shanice was like, I gotta go because he's in Brockton. I gotta go. Those are your man stances. When you're in an environment,
I'm okay with that.
Yeah, that was your man stance.
I'm having flashbacks of my man stances. I'm having so many. I'm like, Jesus Christ.
Yeah.
So those are your man stances.
I'm sorry, you're an asshole.
I've noticed.
No.
Yeah.
I say that.
Hold on. Before you say it, Maria, let me ask you a question, Kim. Would you call me stubborn? Answer honestly. It's okay.
It's okay. You can say it.
I don't think you're stubborn. I think you would defend your point to the death. But that's not being stubborn. That's, I know I'm right because da.
Well, I just
don't look at me that way. I was the one who told you.
I just found out I was stubborn.
He didn't find that out from me though. No. One of his friends was like, "You're stubborn as fuck." And he asked the question
because we were going around the room and saying things that, like, we talked to a coworker that you felt you could be honest with. And one of my coworkers said, "Mark, you need to listen more." I'm like, I listen all the time. He goes, "You listen, but you're not hearing them." I'm like, I do that all the time. And they're like, "Mark, you're fucking stubborn." And I'm like, how am I stubborn? And I wouldn't let it go. And then like an hour later, he goes, "The fact that you won't let this go proves you're stubborn."
Like, he doesn't like, with Mark, like, he will harp on something.
Now what? I'm a Maria, you be me.
Oh, I like this one.
Hey Mark, the sky is blue.
Sky's not blue. The sky is mixed with white clouds and crystal blues and purples, and there's some grays.
And there's no space.
And there is no space.
I like that one.
But like,
so I've literally dubbed myself the god of stubborn. That's just what I've embraced it. It is what it is.
He gets stuck sometimes. He'll get stuck. Like, we got into a fight we were talking about a couple of weeks ago. Yeah, but like, okay, so this is for instance, a couple of weeks ago when we went to Amanda's.
My defense of the word cunt.
So he was like mad because he asked people what they thought of the word cunt and why they hated it so much and like why it was a problem. So then he asked me, I said, I really don't care. I said, if you call me cunt, I'll be upset. He's like, why is it different if I call you a bitch or a cunt? I was like, I am a bitch half of the time. But a cunt is just deep. For a woman, I feel like for me, if you call me a cunt, we're fighting. I'm going to cut you, like you're going to bleed out before anybody gets to you, we're fighting. That's a serious word for me.
And she wonders why
it's serious for me.
Everything makes sense.
So I like said that. So his friend... He was saying like how his friends were like saying they didn't really care about the word and like, or no, that they thought it was offensive too. So he got mad because everybody was like, I'm really offended by that word. And he
for me-
would not
and
let
me-
it go.
And for me, as a writer, I'm like, it's just a word.
Word. He didn't care.
You're a male. You're a male.
He was so, but no, he got so mad to the point that we had a fight about it, and he slept on the couch. And I was like, why are you mad at me right now for like an opinion? He couldn't let it go. Like, he couldn't let it go. I was like, okay, I'm going to let you do you. You do what you need to do.
What's your sign?
Take a wild guess.
Cancer.
Huh?
Cancer.
Scorpion.
Oh.
He gets like stuck.
You know what it is?
Can't.
I can understand what Mark is saying because he wants to win or have other people understand where he's coming from. And when
they
it's
don't
not working that way, he's like,
he gets mad as
why aren't you on my side?
So the quote
I'm trying to
you know what it is?
explain, and I understand where he's coming
from. You know what it is? It's like Biggie said, even when I was wrong, I got my point across.
Right.
And if I don't get my point across, I get kind of pissed off.
Yeah.
That's all.
He gets like stuck in it, which is normal.
Yeah, it's normal. That's
it was
okay.
just the
It's
funniest
human.
thing. He literally has asked every person we know, am I stubborn? And they're like, you're stubborn as fuck, Mark.
But it's not like
Am I the only person that doesn't think you're stubborn?
I don't think
I don't
he's
think
stubborn.
seen
I
it.
just think he needs to just. You're one of those who I have to win this argument.
No, I've seen it once, and that's when anytime I
That's
have
not
a
being
discussion about
stubborn.
hip
That's
hop.
just being.
Hip hop is the only thing I've seen you be stubborn with.
Oh, with the Drake.
Yeah, well, not even, but just hip hop in general.
I'm trying to think of there are a few subjects.
He is very opinionated on
I'm very opinionated. You know what's funny is I'm more
never.
opinionated about the word cunt than I am a lot of other things. Like someone could say like Drake's the greatest rapper ever, and I would get debated about someone. The word cunt's bad. Shut the fuck up! It's not a bad word. Like you know what I mean? It's just like
right.
He just
In
gets
different
so caught up in his
countries,
feelings for a minute.
it is against the law to say that word.
England, if you can get a ticket or a fine for using that word in
Right.
See,
Right.
because it's
So
I don't drive in England.
right.
yeah. So Harvey,
they're driving on the wrong side of the road anyway. So
let's get back to leaving the mom's house. We'll just do that real briefly, real quick.
So we're going back to earlier on in the conversation
Right.
about the transition.
The
from
transition.
Mom to wife mom. I'm guessing.
It's not
Well,
wife
it's not
mom.
wife mom.
It's not wife mom.
Okay.
It's basically moving in with your significant other. May they be wife or
Keep in mind, I am married, so
right.
Okay.
Okay.
All
So
right.
Mark did his story. The only thing that I can say, and I'll keep it brief, is what happens is if you move in with a woman and she cares about you, she's going to remind you of being your mom, but she's not your mom.
I don't know if I would want that.
it happens, dude. That's
It happens. It's an automatic response.
Yeah.
Okay, I've been married for how long have you been married for?
Shanice does it, but
We've
you
been
don't
married.
pick up on
We've been
it.
married for 8 years in October.
Shanice does it, but she picks up. See how she's drinking that wine so nonchalantly? She does it, but you don't pick up on it.
Does what? Okay, what do you do? Somebody tell.
When
What?
she does. Yeah, that's what she does.
Like I say,
That's what she
for example, if I know Mark's about to do something stupid that he shouldn't do,
right.
I'll have a whole conversation with him.
Boom.
Why he shouldn't have it.
Yes.
Why I think it's a bad idea. Like
But on the
whether
flip-
he takes it
but
or
on the-
not is
but
up
on-
to him.
I feel like
Hold on.
she needs to let me do it and then go like, you probably shouldn't have done that.
Nope. I'll give you another example. I'll give you another example.
Right.
See, this is when.
Oh man.
That's why we need to hang up on
Y'all
Maria
come
Mark.
on again, right?
Okay. Do you remember the party that we left when we went to the parking garage? And you put the ticket in? Do you remember that?
Can't remember.
I don't remember any of this.
What is wrong with y'all? Y'all smoke too much weed!
It was my birthday. It was my birthday.
Yes,
we went
and
to the
we went to the
restaurant. It was my
restaurant.
birthday.
That tiger thingy?
And we put the ticket
All right,
in.
so let me get, okay. So here's the thing. I'm gonna tell you. So unlike
And
my main man bro, old man Wade.
You had to take a
During arguments and stuff like that.
Hold on. Too many boys.
I like my compatriots. Compadre?
Yes.
Oh man, like
Companion.
I might be stubborn in ways, but I don't like to. People think I like to argue. I really don't care about arguments or winning the argument or anything like that. I usually like.
Harvey, you was ready to go through the glass.
I've done about.
Wait, Mark.
Sure.
Wait.
Okay.
You was ready to go through the glass over the parking.
No, that's what I'm talking about. No.
Okay,
What I'm
so
saying-
could I finish?
Okay. Go ahead.
Okay, thank you.
All right.
So this is the love / mother that Shanice gave to you at that time. You put the ticket in. I was sober, so I remember. And the price came out. And because of what it said, you turned around and you went from Harvey to the Berry. Like that.
I remember that.
Thank you.
Yo, nah.
Wait,
Listen, there's
wait,
a reason for that.
wait,
Wait,
let me.
I'm getting hot right now, bro. Yo, nah.
You see?
Nah,
Harvey to the berry, real quick. That's like Drake, 0 to 100. So,
yeah, I grew up on East Lennox, so please bear with me.
So let me tell the story.
All right, go ahead.
Podcast, let me tell the story. So Harvey puts the ticket in.
Yeah, you need to stop having my family on this show.
They know all your business.
Hold on. And now, story time with Fredo.
So Harvey puts the ticket in. It wasn't the price that it was supposed to be. So he went over to the booth and he was like, yo! It's not supposed to be this price. So Shanice
No. It was just like that. I went to the dude calmly at first.
No, you didn't.
I did. At first.
Let this happen. Then you
Right. So the wife / mother stepped into role.
Stop saying that's so good.
Because we're talking about the transformation from mother to wife. So Shanice came over, and all she did, Harvey, honest to God, and I loved the moment. I wish I would have recorded it. She touched you right here, and she was like, "We'll go upstairs and talk about it." And you went from that quick, like that, because that's that motherly. I mean, wife / motherly.
I don't think my mom could comment out like that, though.
That's the point.
I bet you she can.
I bet you she can.
But that's the point, though.
But that's the point that we are making.
It's like it's not your mother. It's a different level of respect.
Yes.
Because this is a person
that you love.
You're romantically with. So it's a different level of thing.
Can we use a different analogy?
There is none.
I mean, yeah, I don't feel like I'm your mother.
Like, I have sex with my wife.
That's awesome. You're supposed to.
and now I'm gonna be thinking about my mom?
No. Just instances where things may explode and she knows how to
fix it.
Take a different approach
she's
on
like
it.
a new caregiver.
Right.
New caregiver.
That's all it is.
I got you.
A different way of approaching the situation.
So now let's look at this from the woman's side.
Oh,
are you the woman?
No,
totally different. We'll let them talk.
Let me tell everyone the story about Maria in Disney World.
What did I do? Oh.
You let her into Disney World?
Shut up.
So,
I'm happy as fucking mercy of America.
So, I may have told the story again. I may have told the story in the podcast before, but for new listeners, it's still a funny story. So we were on our way, we were going to Disney, and Kim was like, "You gotta try the wine and
Epcot Center.
Yeah.
You gotta try the wine and wine food festival." So we're in Epcot. The first time we went there, it was like me and her cousin, like one of her cousins is younger, so we didn't want to get shit faced around her. The next time we went, we got shit faced. Like, and what was funny?
Drink yourself around the world.
Yeah,
oh my god!
Was you could drink and you can eat. And we have a rule when we're on vacation where we don't worry about what we're spending because we've built up an equity enough to be able to be cool with what we're spending.
When you're on vacation.
So, like, we're going to Brazil, have some Brazilian rum, have some pork. You go into Germany, you have some fucking sausage, you have yourself a fucking beer. And we're doing this. I think we might have missed one place because it was like sushi and sake.
And you don't do that.
Oh,
yeah.
He had to, no, there was he was like, Kim, you gotta try this Japanese beer.
It was pretty good.
Which one? Was it Sapporo?
I forget the name, I'm sorry.
He was just trying everything.
Yeah, I was just...
I was gonna say, we tried so much shit, I can't even think of what I tried.
Drinks, and I was doing the food. I think by the time we got to Italy, he was drunk.
We didn't do
I wanted to throw up.
We
The
didn't do Italy
lasagna and
wine.
the red wine smelled so good. We still, I couldn't. He told me not to eat the lasagna, but he drank the red wine.
So the last stop was Ireland. And I don't really do seafood, but this seafood pie they had was so damn good. We had a couple of drinks in there, and then Jamie texted you to come over for the fireworks. So she texted us to come over, we got on the monorail.
Yeah.
And you ever seen a frat party where there's like one guy who just can't, or one person who just
like
can't?
a bro?
Yeah, like the bro. Yo, bro.
Yeah.
Yo, bro.
Like the big dum-dum?
He wasn't even big. He was always the smallest one out the group. It's always the smallest dude in the group who can't hold their alcohol and wants to get tough. Mm-hmm. Always. Whenever I threw somebody out of a bar, whenever I see people get thrown out of a bar, the biggest dude is like, fuck, I'm going to have to defend this asshole.
Again, yes.
So, we're on the monorail from Epcot to Magic
Magic
Kingdom.
Kingdom.
And just kids. Late at night, we're going to see the last fireworks show tonight. And this guy is just singing and he's cursing, and there's this couple in front of us who are like, they got their kids in the carriage. And I'm processing in my mind how to deal with this. I'm a big black guy. I'm in Disney. I'm in Florida.
With a whole bunch of white folks.
I can't get up and go, yo!
Shut the fuck up.
I don't
can't
have
do
that
that.
filter.
Right.
Now, as she said, she doesn't have a filter. So my wife...
Because I could see, out of all fairness, the family with the kids
and let it be said.
was like perturbed.
Let it be said.
Like, they were upset.
She was 100% right in what she did. She actually got people clap for it, which is like, not even joking, people like clap for what she did. So she turns around and basically checks them. It's like, we're in Disney, there's a bunch of kids in here, and you're cursing like you ain't got no sense. Have some respect and have some decorum.
I'm just saying, like, I was drunk too.
And
I swear all the
she was
time.
100% right. And I'm like...
Here we go.
Mark's sizing up the biggest dude, because, like, clearly...
And I'm like...
It's like, I'm out to fight.
I probably would have been you in that scenario.
I'm like... well, I'm about to get into a fight. So I was like... I'm like preparing myself. I'm like... What are you doing? I'm probably gonna get punched as soon as I get out of here. So I just want to make sure my neck's loose. Because I'm gonna... And I said to him, I was like, I'm gonna have to... I was like, you see a big frat boy over there. He's gonna be the one who comes at me. Funny thing about it was, he was on her side. He was ready to attack her. And if that little squirty motherfucker would have attacked her, I would have thrown him off the monorail. Like, I would have
stabbed him. He would not even made it.
He wouldn't have got that far. He would have came at you and have been... I'd have hulked his ass.
Fun fact, throwing people off the monorail is legal in Florida, so...
It's Florida.
It's Florida, so...
I like that.
So, it's funny because, like, the alpha of the group, who seemed like the most sober out of all of them, like, wrapped his arm around him, was like, you have to look at it from... And I'm listening to him, he goes, you have to look at it from her... He was, like, real articulate, too. He goes, you have to look at it from her perspective. You're swearing and cursing around a bunch of kids in Disney World. And the parents weren't going to say something, so she had to say something. And I'm laughing because you would be the one that everyone's worried about. You're the one who's actually protecting everybody else.
That's why he was the one who was sober, because he's probably the one who has to be the one to be like...
Protect everybody all the time.
And apparently, one of the girls was like, I wouldn't get too loud. That's her husband.
That usually
but
happens.
but it's just funny. But you gotta kind of know, like, you gotta know the person you're with because that's just how it works.
What he means is you have to know if your wife has a big mouth, because I do shit like that all the time. I don't even care. I'm like, you don't know the word excuse me?
That's literally me.
I hate people. She's worked with me. I hate people. I can't. I love people and I hate them all at the same time. No, I hate people. I don't even love them anymore.
You're me in a situation like, yo, I'm gonna throw this dude out.
Like, I'm just like...
Yeah, she's
I don't like
rudeness on a constant basis.
I don't like rudeness. I don't like people who are rude.
I don't like rude and I don't like bullies.
Ignorance. Yes, bully. See, I'm big on bullying.
Yeah.
See? She knows. She works with me. She used to see me. I'd be like, why are you talking to her like that?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, because she won't say nothing? I will. That's inappropriate. That's not your job. That's not her job.
I just want y'all to know I used the word cunt at least 20 times today because traffic is ridiculous. I don't remember using it. I'm just assuming that I use that.
I mean, I use the word cunt all the time. I just don't. If someone called me a cunt, that's fighting words.
It's your word.
I'm going to cut you. No, that's fighting words. Like, you're going to bleed out. I'm going to stab you in the neck.
You know,
Karate.
I've been talking to Shanice about taking, like, MMA or boxing as a way of, like, an outlet
Release
for
anger. That's probably a good idea.
If you're down.
Yeah.
Why don't you try Zumba?
No.
No.
I want to keep my man card.
I don't need MMA. I need to try yoga. Cause like
yoga's dope.
Yo, I need to like sit down and
To
meditate.
like calm and meditate.
Yo, cause I'm like atrocious in this bitch. I'm just like always like rage. Like,
So just
Harvey like smoldering fire. Mark like angry rage.
And Alfred like party animal.
So let me get this right. So Alfred over here, he's Tony Stark. Apparently I'm the Hulk. And
You Captain America.
Nah, he's Thanos over there trying to snap his fingers and get rid of 50% of the world.
I wish.
So honestly, sometimes I feel like Thanos.
If I had powers, I'd kill everybody. Like, people would just die. Oh, you didn't say God bless?
Yeah.
No, excuse me?
Yeah.
Bitch.
Can you?
I can't have powers.
But can
I would kill everyone.
But can
You
you
didn't
get
say
the ones
excuse
that
me?
say don't say good morning back?
Baby, it's time to go back out the room.
You know what I would use?
You know
You know what I would use the gauntlet?
I don't like rude people.
So you try.
No, I got this. Let's go around the room. Right, so everyone here has seen Infinity War, right?
Yeah.
Yes. All right. So we'll go around the room. We'll start with you, Javi.
Yeah.
You get the Infinity Gauntlet. What's the first thing you do?
I'm taking out. So this is if you live in a crowded city with traffic. That's L.A., Boston, Manhattan, New York, whatever. There's a tendency of people. If you're in a lane and you want to switch that lane, no matter how much room there is in the lane you're trying to switch to, there's always an asshole that's going to speed up to block you out of that lane.
Right? Not your turn.
I'm going to take that motherfucker out.
It's not your turn.
That's happened to me today on the way here.
I hate that so
It's
much.
rude.
Oh my God,
It's not your turn.
That
rude.
and racist people. Okay, I'd have to make it better.
Yeah, fuck those guys.
Yeah, those guys suck. All right,
What if you're only like a little bit racist? Like
No, fuck that.
equally to like all
Well, I'm equal
genders
opportunity
and
racist. I hate
all
everybody.
cultures.
Well, if you're racist to everybody, that kind of cancels out. That's like a double negative. Like that becomes a positive.
I'm a humanityist.
What, you hate humanity?
Yes, humanity. Like Magneto said, humanity disgusts me.
Yeah.
Shanice, the first thing you do.
Infinity Gauntlet.
You got the power to pretty much do anything, just like right now. What do you do?
Interesting.
Want me to come back to you?
I think my face is like.
I don't think.
Yeah.
I think.
It doesn't have to be vengeful. It could be peaceful. It could...
I don't think there's any possibility of peace. I just think that would just end the world, and that's that.
See?
Damn.
We're all some evil ass people.
She's in.
I picked the good one, guys.
Because you guys are on the same page.
Yeah.
Kim, what do you
It's
do?
not even just that. It's just that I just don't feel like
Humanity's a failed experiment.
it's not even just an experiment. I just think we're just too. What did I say? I believe that truth is subjective. I really do. And the way I just do. I do.
I kind of agree with that.
The way I feel about some things, not the way somebody else might feel, and then I can say and justify my actions. That other person could justify my actions, and that's because I'm right doesn't mean that that person's right, but that person could also be right. And it's just we just don't know how to get along here because everybody's just in it. And you think about it, like selfish in their own way. So like, what is the point? So if an alien came down today and was like, you know what, you guys suck. I just want to blow you guys up. I'm like, you know what, you're right. Do it. Boom. So, say everybody some face and just do it. End it. Be good.
Can I have that black poop?
Can we have a moment?
What you doing?
Are you okay?
Yeah.
All right.
I kind of agree with her. Like,
No,
humanity's a failed experiment, man. I'm with it. Like, it just doesn't make any sense to me.
and there's plenty of movies that have proved that point. So,
Can you guys keep me alive at least? Like I want to just
Nah, everybody.
all right. What
Everybody.
can I
I
do
mean,
with
if
the
you
Infinity
want, but-
Stones? I would make rich dumb people poor, nerds and widows rule the world like they're supposed to.
You said nerds and widows?
Weirdos
Oh,
and nerds
Weirdos.
rule the world like they're supposed to. Dumb rich people instantly poor. And black men have superiority by having bigger penises.
Because of what they are.
Thank you.
What's the Ghostface Killer line? The only man that walked through hell, dick swinging like shit went well. The Infinity Codpiece.
Dead.
Maria.
So I'm almost on the same lines as Shanice's, but I feel like I would spare some people. Like, I feel like there are good people. I think they just get overshadowed by shittier fucking people.
Like the
Which is
widows.
But I'm not shitty people. I'm shitty people because the people I'm
Not
surrounded
you.
by.
I'm saying kill the shitty people.
Yes, like all the shitty people have to go. But do I fall in that line? I mean, there's a thin line. I mean, I sat in a room with my coworkers and told them that I didn't like any of them and I didn't need to be friends with them. I just needed to have a job.
There's a dude on my job who said the exact same thing, and his wife was
I'm different than most people. I don't like bullying.
Mm-hmm.
I don't like people who are just ignorant and rude just to be rude. I would literally get rid of those people. So like 99% of the world's privileged white Americans would probably be gone. I'm dead serious. I don't.
Thank you.
I just don't I don't understand how people lost that piece of them. Like, my dad taught me, like, a certain level of respect. I called this woman ma'am the other day, and she was like, I'm not your man. Like, so mad.
I'm not
like,
your buddy guy.
My father taught me,
I'm not your guy, friend.
you call a woman ma'am. I can't stand either one of you right now. My dad taught me that respect. Ma'am, sir. Like, you can't even do that now without people getting all, like, hot and bothered. Like, I'm not sir. Like, what the fuck do you want me to call you then? Okay, nasty ass bitch I just met. Like, I don't know what you want. So, like, if I say, yes, ma'am, okay, ma'am, like, people get offended. If I say, hey, you, people are going to get offended.
That's
what would you like me to call you?
And the nerds need to stand up and...
Like, I feel like people lost respect in general. Like, I feel like the world, the way it has evolved, because everybody wants...
But no...
Yeah, but, like, because everybody wants their own labels and freedom and, like, whatever... Now there's nothing, right? There's no rules. There's no guidelines. There's no morals. Like, I don't believe in God. I'm not like that. I grew up in church. That's just me. That's personal. I don't put that on anybody else. If that's what you believe in, I don't believe in conformed religion. I believe that there may be something higher than me. But who am I to say that your God is right or the Catholic God is right or Hindu is right? Like, I have no right to say that. In my own personal feeling, I just don't understand why everybody is always up in everybody else's business.
Do you think
why does it matter?
Do you think it was better at some point? Do you think people... Because, I mean, we had, like, Jim Crow.
Okay, so there's, like... So
the crack epidemic, and then we had, you know, slavery, and Civil War, and, you know... torture...
She gave him a look.
Sexy?
Look, wait, he didn't see it.
I can feel it. Yo,
I felt the look.
Yo, I
She
felt
gave
like
him the
this.
look, but he didn't see it.
I asked you for the wine.
I thought you were giving it to Shanice. That wasn't for you to drink.
You did. I had a sip. Anyway, I'm moving on from you.
Anyway,
I'm moving on.
No, you don't get to move on.
You have lost your privileges. I'll end this shit.
Man stance! Yeah! My penis is swinging!
Like an elephant.
I gave her the Infinity Gauntlet.
Oh man, this might be the first time
penises.
This actually has to get edited.
That's okay, because I can, you can do the man stance and you can swing the...
In my world...
And swing the 12 dick all you want. I'm the one editing this shit. None of this shit will have happened.
You're so mean.
Because I'm a cunt.
That word will not be edited out.
Either which way, I would get rid of just ignorant bullies. Like, so that would include racism and, like, whatever. Like, I would get rid of ignorant bullies. Or ignorant people in general. Because I don't like that shit. Only I can bully you.
Fredo, what would you do with the Infinity Gauntlet?
I don't know.
Dude, ask your wife, Kim, what do I do?
Now I don't
Give
know
yourself a
because
dick.
I really don't want to eliminate anyone, but at the same time,
You don't
all
have
the
to.
negativity.
But you don't have
and all
to. The Infinity Gem has six different things. It's power, space, mind, reality. Power, space, mind, reality. Time, and
Power.
No, you said
That's the power.
Can you just erase people's mindset then?
Time,
And reteach?
reality.
That's awesome.
So,
Yes.
So like you could go back in time and do things over. You could erase all of reality. You could
Never
stop
die.
reality. You could like this whole thing. What would you do?
I don't know, bro. That's okay to I don't know, right? Viewers, is that okay? Yeah, that's okay. Yeah.
You hand it to your wife like, here, just take this shit. I want no part.
No. I want to give it to Kim because Kim's gonna make the decision for me. I want to be able to make it for myself.
Well, here's the problem, though. You might be a little too indecisive.
No, because this is what I'll do. I'll drive down Blue Hill Ave, and the person who's double parked that's inside of the store, and the door is outside the line, and they're waiting with the hazard
Blocking
lights,
the
and
whole
then
traffic.
a third car is double parked as well. Both of them, pew, gone.
Wait.
So you basically go on like a spree, like it wouldn't be instantaneous. It would just kind of be like
Asshole.
you.
Asshole.
Dumb.
That's some asshole shit.
Sounds like a fuck you.
Yeah, especially people.
You are
Especially the people on Comm Ave walking across the street with their cell
Not
phones
even
and then
looking.
walking down. You out of here.
Yo, listen. I'm parents.
Disrespecting your parents, or you're definitely out of here.
Out of state parents that don't live in Massachusetts. We have 50 plus universities here, right? So you're most likely going to bring your child's a good chance your child's going to be in Massachusetts. I will hit your child on the road. Teach them to, 1, look both ways before they cross, and 2, don't walk and text across the street.
Oh, I hate that shit.
That's
Remember
it.
that car?
Public service announcement.
I beeped the horn.
like that.
She almost jumped. I thought this, like, it was like a cartoon, like Wile E. Coyote. Like, she just, all of a sudden, her legs just went, like, because she wasn't even paying attention. It was a green light, and it was Blue Hill Ave, right? Was it Blue Hill Ave? Hyde Park Ave? Hyde Park Ave. We are on our way home.
They do that stupidness on Hyde Park. Not on Blue Hill.
Not the one who hit your car.
No. Oh, the girl on the rollerblades that hit my car and I had to drive her home. This bitch on rollerblades straight up hit my car. She hit me.
Not even joking.
And I had to speed up because she would have like hit my car and flipped over it. Like, I saw her last minute and I had the option to either slam on the brakes. If I slammed on the brakes, I literally would have hit her with my front end. If I sped up, I thought I almost missed her from hitting my car. She hit the back, like the very back of my car, because it was a green light. But you know, it gets really, it's
the bridge. You know the bridge over by the McDonald's over by Marcy Boulevard.
Mm-hmm. Yes.
Right when you get out the highway.
Yes.
I was going to take that left-hand turn lane, and because she saw the other 2 lanes dead stopped because of traffic, she kept going, and she literally almost hit my car. Bitch bounced out. Like, this old
It was legitimately like when Thor hit the car. And
yeah, I know. She was like,
just like
flip on the floor. I'm like,
and the
oh
best
shit.
part about it was there was this
old black
couple because these colonizers were like all upset and was like, you need to stop. And then the woman was like, she hit her car. And they stiffened up, looked straight ahead, and drove right the fuck off.
Yeah, because like and her husband was like, I feel like her husband is you. Maria, don't do that. He was like, Mary, it's okay. She was like, oh no, I ain't letting this happen. That little girl hit their car. She hit her car. And he was like, Mary, this isn't us. She was like, oh no, I stopped my car. She hit you. Where's the officer? You want me to write a letter? Here's my phone number. I was like, that's us in 20 years. Jesus. Mike was like, that's our life. Me getting out the car and being like, oh no, I saw that shit.
And that's when the man stance kind of turned into, oh, fuck this.
Right? Like, no, her husband didn't. He turned around and walked and got back in the car.
Yo, we gave each other a look. It was kind of like,
that's our life. That's our life right there. I saw that bitch in your car. But anyway, Blue Hill Ave. It was like Wile E. Coyote. She was texting. It was a green light. And same thing, I saw her last minute. I honked my horn.
Hyde Park Ave was right by
Hyde Park Ave.
It was like by Walk and Talk.
Yes. Beat the horn. It scared the ever-loving shit out of her. She jumped and she was like
running in the air. She literally Scooby-Doo, like her legs. She jumped. Her legs started moving like Luigi.
I didn't even slam on my brakes. I was like, hope this bitch moves. She's about to get hit. Oh my gosh.
That's so good.
Whatever. I'm
The question
10.
is, when did parents stop teaching their kids how to look both ways?
For real.
When did parents stop teaching their kids anything?
I don't think parents stopped. You know what? Okay.
I blame my mom.
I'm gonna get really deep into this because I'm a preschool teacher.
Did you really just say that?
I'm not listening to him. Hey, you better stop laughing because Mom won't listen to this.
Yo, we were lulled into a.
The views of Super Woke Hobby do not reflect those of the Old Man Wage Show.
Okay, you made me the co-host. Listen, Obama got us into a false sense of security. We thought shit was good. We was like, life's gonna be good. We don't have to teach our kids shit.
No.
Right?
No.
We have free healthcare and legal weed, and nobody's ever gonna go to jail. And what happened?
It started way before Obama.
Yeah,
I'm sorry.
way before.
I've been teaching for 23 years, and I have seen
You took me way too serious about that one.
the decline in education.
Mm.
And I'm gonna just give you an example of what me as a preschool administrator is going through right now. Okay.
Education in the schools or in like
Education generally.
Okay.
Okay. Someone in their family's mind came up with this public school to prison pipeline. Everybody knows about that.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So government is like, oh, we gotta stop this thing where the kids are going straight to prison after high school. So they spent billions and billions and billions of dollars
Tell me how great he was.
to research why these kids are dropping out of high school and what's going on. And you know what they learned? It started in middle school. So they spent billions and billions and billions of dollars to research why these kids are messing up before they get to high school. And it dropped down to, they blamed elementary school. Billions and billions and billions of dollars on research. Elementary, why they can't succeed from elementary school to middle school to high school to get to college instead of prison. You know what it trickled down to?
Parents?
Early education.
Seriously?
Preschool. Guess what? They're not sending billions and billions and billions of dollars to research the reason why. They're saying, fix this before they get to kindergarten. That's what they're saying. So, what Obama and Clinton and everybody else is trying to do is like, well, they need to get the education that they need. Okay, in elementary school, teacher needs a bachelor's degree, a master's degree, and take all these tests. In preschool, all you need to do is take a couple of courses, and that's it. You don't even have to have an associate
high
degree.
school diploma. Yeah,
exactly.
That's always been nuts to me, like the qualifications.
Because you're
yes,
that's all you need.
Yeah, that's so crazy.
I could go get a preschool job like when I got out of high school if I wanted to. Like,
our teachers in preschool get paid minimum wage.
Yep.
Believe it or not. So everybody that thinks of this as a high class, high price babysitting service.
And how much are you charging each one of those kids' parents for preschool?
$325 a week.
It depends on the preschool.
Yeah.
It depends on the preschool. But if we're getting money from the state, trust me, it's not enough to pay our teachers a great living wage other than minimum wage. To pay for food, because we have to feed these kids 3 meals a day. And some of the kids that we work with are in low-income housing, low-income families. They're in the place that I work at now. 33% of our kids is in foster care. So Friday,
are you in the inner city or?
Yeah. Well, kind of, yeah. So Friday when they leave, we don't know if they're getting their next meal until Monday when they're dropped off at 7 o'clock in the morning for breakfast.
Which is very true. Yeah.
I never thought about that.
I was one of those.
So when people like, oh, I'm not paying all that much for preschool. What do teachers get? Nobody understands. The teachers get, and then when you have a preschool and you're renting the building, these people want top dollar to rent these buildings. Then you have to understand there's liability insurance. We have to have liability insurance for each and every one of the kids that we service. We're not even talking about health care for the teachers because some preschools can't afford health care, provide health care for the teachers because we can barely pay them minimum wage as is.
Do you want to hear something funny?
And no money is getting put towards preschool.
Do you know what's funny? You're describing this, and the way you're describing these kids is the way they describe the companies that come to my building. It's like you have to have a certificate of insurance to deal with a person's life.
Yeah, it's the same. Yeah.
But it's sad though. Like they're not treating kids like the future of like the world or whatever. They're treating them as like employees. It's like they're more than just like a number.
Well, that depends. That depends who you are, because there's definitely a difference in both technique and outcomes based on where you were born and where you were raised. Right? It's like the lottery of. If you grew up in a certain area, you're most likely going to deal with these situations, right?
Like nature versus nurture.
But if you grew up in one of the wealthier towns in Massachusetts, like Belmont or something, if you grew up in that town, you're going to get all these services. One of the most shocking things out of what you say, right, is you say that they spent billions of dollars on research. Like, it's shocking to me that they don't even spend that much on anything. Like something else. Yeah, because I'm surprised they even did that.
But they did it on research. They didn't do it on giving these high school teachers more money. They didn't put it in the schools to make the schools more technical and more high tech and giving these kids books. They put it in research.
Don't knock research though.
I'm not knocking research.
Yeah.
I'm knocking the fact that they didn't put the money where. Okay, they did the research, but they blamed another. They pointed the finger and the blame at something else.
Yeah.
When you think about it, education is education. It should be straight across the board.
This is topic for a whole nother.
You have to because you have to start from the beginning. I get what she's saying. But why couldn't they just see that from the first hand? It starts at the beginning, right?
Go ahead, sorry.
Because if you did the research, right, then you should be able to at least understand why the need for money should be there.
Yeah.
You can't just be like, all right, fix this. Because if you found a research, okay, so what do I need to fix? How do I need to fix it? Okay, what's the money it's going to take to fix this? This, that, and the third that you need to provide, because you can't just say, okay, at the bottom poem, you fix this when they're, for example.
When the hell did this get so serious?
I don't know. Let's change the subject.
No, continue.
But that's how a lot of our shows go. It starts one way and then it gets really serious.
Yeah, honey.
What I'm saying is that there's no way for you to say this when you can't even put some type of accreditation on the type of education you're supposed to have to teach these children, especially at preschool. It doesn't make any sense. So it's just like, okay, that's great, you did research. I'm glad, I'm happy, great, woohoo, you did research, but now what?
Well, coming from a public service standpoint, like I can tell you from the perspective of the people that make those decisions, that like, and they get a lot of the blame, which they should, because they're in a leadership position, right? So the buck stops with them. Research is important because you're dealing with complex problems, right?
Correct.
The issues in Dorchester, right? Even though Dorchester and Roxbury appear to be the same, the issue
they're different by population.
Demographics, whatever, right? So the reason why research is important is because when you're making these these decisions in the aggregate for like a large population of people, you have to target the funds efficiently and correctly, right? So it might not affect everything that you want, and it might not be as efficient as you want, but the hope is through research, it's the most effective method. Given all that's all the
so like
available.
once they do all that research though, right? And it's a new year.
Yeah.
We're talking it's 5 years later, they've done all this research. We've seen the fucking research, right?
Yeah.
So where's the money then?
So it's not. So usually sometimes it's not the research.
Where's the fund?
It's the
Implication. It's implemented.
It's weaponizing the information you got from the research, and that's what I think.
I don't have anything against the research.
Oh, I don't either. But
I have something against. Okay, you put all that money into high school, middle school, elementary school, and now it trickled down to early education. Help us, research us, help us to help these kids along the line.
Well, I think
now it's in your ball. What are you going to do about it?
Well, I think that
I don't know.
I think Shanice hit the point of the head with 2 words. What's next? Like, it's fine doing all the research in the world, but then what do you do with it? So, like, if you say, like, well, we're having issues in the urban communities, we've done the research. You raise your hand and go, okay, what are you gonna do about it?
But you have to go. So I've been in a position where I have to explain research to people.
Yeah.
Right. So you have to take maybe. And for me, it was a summer's worth of research that I had to boil down into a hour-long presentation. Right.
Yeah.
And it's different when you're talking to people that are familiar with like the jargon and shit that you're dealing like the data. But when you're trying to take complex ideas and boiling it down so the masses can really understand it, right? Things are going to get lost in translation. 1, 2, 100%. You're never going to make 100% of people happy. You're not going to happen.
Very true.
And then when you're dealing with the amount of people that we're dealing with, even 5% of the people not being happy, and I'm pretty sure it's higher than that because there's a lot of issues with the educational system. I'm not trying to diminish what you're saying.
No.
But even let's say if it's a small percentage, 5% of 1 million people is a lot of fucking people, right? So you're still gonna have to deal with that, and then those people, they're not just complaining for nothing, right?
Yeah.
Some of those resources aren't touching them because they didn't get to them.
Well, it's like the joke when they always go, "Well, I went to public school. I'm lucky if I have books."
Yeah, but then when you look at the data, I can't speak Detroit, and again, within neighborhoods in Boston, there's a stark difference. Then when you look at differences between, so Boston in the aggregate has, Massachusetts, in the aggregate has great education. Like,
yeah,
we're number 3, 4 in the world. I'm not talking about the country, like in the world. But that's because you have outliers like Wellesley and Belmont and whatever, right? But even our worst schools are a lot better.
Well, people forget that we produce there's a lot of kids from like public schools that end up going to MIT, that end up going to Harvard.
Yeah,
So
a lot of resources. You get free tuition at state schools, state and community colleges now.
Yep.
When you graduate from public school with a 2.3 GPA,
yeah,
something like that. But even with that said, when you look at the numbers in a place like Massachusetts, schools generally have access to the same amount of funds. The only difference, the state funds. So we all get the same state funds. Like Madison High, they have a very good vocational program, but they have other issues like violence because of the neighborhood they're in. But they get the same amount of funds from the state that a school like Belmont does. The difference is property taxes. You know, you have rich alumni, blah, 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 blah. Those are the differences. So, the access is there, but it's just complicated. Like, you're never going to solve these issues.
But I
don't want to solve it, especially when it comes to education.
Yeah.
Because, like you said, there's so many different aspects in where you live demographically. It does affect your child's education. And then we have to understand, too, as a society, these kids that are growing up today and day and age, they're living in a world where they have no clue. Everything is on a computer,
instant gratification,
on a screen, on a.
I think Jalen Rose calls it like the microwave generation.
Yeah, well, that's exactly what it is. And it's like, I see my kids come into school and they're on their mom's phone or they're on their tablets. And this is them.
They're glued, yeah.
And when their mom's on the tablet.
Yes.
And then they're somewhere
And
else.
when you put a stack of Legos, I love Legos. You put a stack of Legos, all they can do is stack them on top of each other because. Exactly. And then we're living in a society. And I'm not just talking about in rural areas. I'm talking about in suburbia too, where there's kids here who are suffering from PTSD and we don't even know it because we hear school shootings on the news and all this craziness about terrorists and stuff. These kids are listening to this in the news or they're watching it on their little screens and they're contemplating about that.
Dave Chappelle said it really well when he talked about how there's the difference between what they went through when we were growing up as opposed to what they're going through now. And he was saying when something major happened when we were growing up, it was like, oh man, I can't believe it. And so we had time to adjust to the next thing that was going on. So now you have these school shootings, and it's like, a friend of mine looked up an article that says, by average, it's like once a week now.
Yeah.
Like, you know what I mean? Just by like how many we've had this year. So now you have a school shooting, then you have a mass shooting in a club, then you have all the murders going on in Chicago, then you have another school shooting, then you have another unarmed black man getting shot. And then you have all these women coming out talking about they were sexually harassed. So it's like they're not all these kids, because there's so much access to all the stuff going on. They're not having a time to adjust to the things going on. But like for us, we're used to, like me and Maria talk about this all the time, how like we're not really desensitized, but we're used to it. Like we've all grown up in the hood. When the air gets still, you're like,
Time to go inside.
Yeah, like you know. And I've seen people like that. I just feel the air. I'm looking around like, yo, I don't do my phone. And I'm like, yo, this don't feel right.
Yeah.
And people are just kind of like going on like that's what's going on. I'm like, how are y'all not freaking out? But that's just because it could be a lot of it. Like
I'm going to tell you a story that just recently happened, and I'm going to tell you how generations, how it's so weird with generations. Okay, my son goes to school, Taunton High, and if you heard of the news, Taunton High had a scare, a bomb threat. They found it out, this, that, the other thing. So they had called, me and you were on the phone, me and Alfred was on the phone talking to each other because he was at work. And he's like, Kim, I'm getting another phone call, hold on. And while I'm holding on, I get the same phone call, it's the school. Now when they call school, they give an example, they give a reason why. Oh, this is Taunton Public School, we're just closing because of snowstorm, or we're closing because of torrential rain or something like that. They give us a reason. So I'm listening to the phone and it's like, good afternoon, parents. This is Taunton Public School. Due to unexplained reasons, we will be closing school tomorrow.
That's like a month or two ago, right?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
And I'm like, unexplained reasons. And they kept repeating, I repeat, school will be closed because of unexplained reasons. And we're like, so.
What is this, Die Hard 3?
I'm like, well, this must be, because it's so close. Now, this is my thinking, my generational thinking. I'm like, these fucking seniors and their senior pranks, they need to take away their computers. I mean, these little high-tech little nerd motherfuckers, they're going to call out school. That's going to make no damn sense. They should get expelled. They shouldn't even walk across the stage and get their diploma. These little fucking senior pranks. And this is what I'm thinking. Senior pranks, because they're not giving an explanation of why the school is closed. I go to work the next day. Of course, my director runs down and she's like, because I was like, oh, I'm going to be a little late because I want to be home with Mikey until, I said, I'm leaving to work early because I want to be home to cook dinner for Mikey because Alfred will be at work. So she came up and she's like, so is everything okay? And I'm like, yeah. And she's like,
what are you talking about?
Well, yeah. And she's like, so you don't know what happened to the school? What happened? And I'm like, I don't know. Freaking seniors played a prank. I don't know. She's like, no, Kim, it was on the news. They had a bomb threat. They found a note with kids' names on it and that. And I'm like, really?
Did they ever figure out who it was?
Yes, they did.
Yes, they did.
But the thing is, I remember.
But then, wait.
Things like that happening back in the day, though, without it being
It just wasn't a big media
I
thing.
go home that night.
Yeah.
And I'm cooking dinner, and me and my son, we like to cook dinner. We're always in the kitchen. We're laughing, joking, whatever. So I start talking about it. So, honey, did you hear about the school? He's like, yeah, my friend was texting that, da. And I'm like, so how do you feel about that? He was like, I don't care. And I'm like, but you could have been in that school. And I'm going over all the safety procedures. Like, do you know what happened? He's like, no, we do these. He said, we do, what's it called?
Like drills?
Yeah, they do.
Live fire drills?
Not fire drills.
They don't do that
Live.
They don't do fire drills.
Don't say live fire drills.
No,
they do shooters. Shooters drills.
Active
shooter
drills. Yes, that's what it's called.
He's like, we don't do fire. We do. He called it something else.
We're scared. They're more scared of an active shooter
than fire.
Than a fire.
Exactly. They don't do fire.
That's the society.
So I'm like, well, do you know what to do? And he's cracking jokes. My kid, he's sarcastic as fuck. He's cracking jokes.
I wonder why. He said sarcastically.
Dead.
Keep in mind, if Kim's son looks like he spawned right off.
Oh, for her, I know.
Pretty much.
Anyway, so he's cracking jokes, and he's done, and I'm like, this is a serious thing. I want you to know the safety procedures and all this other thing. He's like, Mom, you know what? I know all the safety procedures. I know what to do. I know exactly what to do. You just came home and just ruined my day. I had a great day off. And he's cursing me out. I had a great day off. And you're going to come and just ruin my mood. I'm going to my room. And I'm like,
Because it's the complexity in your mind of what's actually happening.
Because he's my
and the
one
fact
child,
that,
and I'm worried about him. And I want to, do that teacher moment, parent moment. And he's like, you just ruined my damn day.
He's
So
like,
is that a good thing?
Mom, this is Tuesday. This is nothing new. Like, that's sad.
And
That is sad.
You either raise him really well or.
That's what I was thinking. Because my
I
reaction is.
don't know how I read.
They're desensitized to it.
But this
though.
is also a situation where, like.
But no, sorry.
I'm gonna say, but it's funny because I don't look at it that way. Because you take let's take my little brother's sister, who they'd still be crying to that. Like, you know
That's
what I mean?
because they're super sensitive.
They're super sensitive. Like, you know what I mean? But like, and if I was raised like that around my parents most of the time, my grandmother took the reins when I was like 13. So I'm still sensitive, but I'm really hardened when it comes to certain things. So I didn't really look at it as like them being desensitized. I looked at it as like, oh, it's out for the kid's good. Kid would feel good. Like, he knows what the fuck to do. If he, like, I feel like there was a fire, he would just grab a chair, throw it out the window. Out the window he goes.
Grab as much kids as he can with him and jump out the window with him.
He'd be like, oh, come this way. Follow me, don't follow them. That's an extra right there.
Come with me if you want to live.
But see, I don't know. After I realized it wasn't a joke, and I'm like, wait a second, that's my one child. That high school is huge, and it's very confusing because they have blocks like
C block, A block, D
it's
block.
Like Brockton High.
Huge. That make Madison Park
Brockton
look
High
like.
does colors.
it's huge.
It's like Brockton High. Brockton High is the same
Red,
by blocks.
blue,
It goes
yellow.
red, blue.
Well, that's what I had at West Roxbury High. It was like we had.
Yeah, but it's huge. It's like a college campus.
I went to
It's
Catholic
like
school.
big.
We had 200 people in my whole school. So
Yeah, no.
And these are two schools in St.
Yeah, because it's the high school,
and the junior high.
It's three schools on the campus. It's the high school, the junior high school, and then there's a preschool right at the corner.
I didn't know the
you know this? I don't know about that whole desensitization because you stated that they had the training like they
train
them all the time. So how do you know he's desensitized? He's desensitized
because he's just like, Mom, it's
or
Tuesday.
he's just trained.
This is normal.
Yeah.
Right? Like he's just like, I'm prepared for this, Mom.
All right, so I had to pause it so everyone could hear me because this I figure how everyone feels.
I'm sorry. I don't remember any of it.
You don't remember?
For you, the day bison graced your village was the most important day of your life. But for me, it was Tuesday.
He came into the house all grizzled. How old is he?
14.
14 with a gray beard. Mom, I've been through some things.
You wouldn't understand.
You wouldn't understand. I have grazed with the buffalo. And it's Tuesday.
Yeah. But see, me being his mother, I
Don't worry.
This is the same kid who gets anxiety when it's MCAS.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Well, I get that though, because that determines whether or not he graduates.
And
So does it getting shot. Shit, I'm blown up.
But no, I don't.
But I don't.
You can't know how hard it is to limp across the stage.
But hit the brakes. Hit the brakes. I got an answer to that. He's like, they shooting up the school. I'm prepared for that. My parents prepared me for this. I know how to deal with the situations. MCAS, this is all me.
And the thing is, too, I don't really know if I trust people that didn't grow up with a little bit of PTSD. I'm gonna be honest.
Like you need some PTSD.
Like I feel like you need
adversity.
Everybody I grew up with in my circumstances have fucking PTSD, gangster or not. And I'm telling you, like, there's a difference. You can tell the difference between. You know, I've been around some privileged people for the past couple of years.
Okay.
And one of the main things that annoy me about them, right? They're cool people. They're humans just like us.
I'm not
talking black, white, Asian.
It's people who never had to struggle.
Yeah, never had to
they
struggle.
Don't get it.
And I was like, yo, how are you gonna survive in life?
They can't.
Like you're not gonna.
Most of them can't. You're right.
Like
you need some kind of adversity.
These people are getting nervous.
Like you need a cleft foot. Or like missing half of your tongue.
You need it. You need a tick.
Every movie that's out there.
Yeah.
Let's just think about it. And Mark, you could definitely agree with me, Harvey, as well, if you're movie connoisseurs. Mm-hmm. Every alien movie that has come on TV, what is the first thing that they cut off in the United States?
Communication.
Oh, communicate. Yeah.
That's the first thing.
Satellite dishes.
Communication.
Yeah.
We're in a society now that without our cell phones or our laptops, everything, we don't know what to do. I know because I've gone through
it. Yeah.
Yes.
Like me and Maria can actually have. This is the thing. Like here's something we're doing all right now.
But like if everything got shut down, how would you let everybody know what was happening?
You wouldn't.
I don't give a fuck.
You just be like, you're here, he's here.
That's all I give a fuck about.
Right.
And that's what it comes down to.
They come in here, we gonna stab them up or whatever we gotta do. But at the same time,
you got a pencil.
I have a 30-pound hammer outside right next to my door. Come at your home risk. And trust me, you want me to get you.
Right.
Because if my wife answers the door, you're fucked. Because
I'm gonna talk with you.
Let me tell you what happens. If I get you, I'm gonna knock you out and I'm gonna kick you out the door.
No, I'm gonna kill you.
Yeah.
There's none of that shit. What are you, Batman?
Yeah, nah.
Fuck that shit. Kill that motherfucker. If somebody comes at me,
Massachusetts against the law.
Wait, hold on, no. Wait, you say somebody's trying to like a home invasion type of situation.
Home invasion type of situation.
Oh, they did?
Someone said, no.
I'm stabbing.
Against the law in Massachusetts.
I ain't to do it.
It's against the law in Massachusetts.
We
don't have what's it called?
I was defending myself.
Can I get somebody from Florida to like pray over my house so I can be like technically Florida?
Let me tell you what happened.
You can shoot somebody in the back.
I'm gonna do it like the Punisher. I'm gonna beat the shit out of this dude and I'm gonna look at him and go, you showed them what the fuck happens when you walk in here.
No.
Maria is one thing. What Maria's going to do?
Right in the neck.
She's going to stab them, drain them, and then hang them outside the door.
Probably with their head on the stake as a warning.
Home invasion. My wife was in my house. Don't be you made it here.
No, like I said, you better hope I'm the one who gets you.
I would literally. I'm
dangerous.
And
she's deadly.
Made me move the machete from between my mattress.
See, no.
She made me move the hammer.
I wanted to get the BB gun.
A literal hammer.
She told me no. Just a little BB gun with the nitrogen tank.
I'll give you an example. I went out one time.
I'm more scared of a woman with a machete than a dude with a BB gun.
Remember when I was in Saco?
Yo, hold on. Kim,
this is my level of viciousness.
This is so.
I was probably like 26.
Tell me, hit the brakes. There's a qualification. There's a qualification to the story. Because so me and Maria weren't talking at the time. One of the times we weren't talking to each other. We had broke up. I'm in New Hampshire at the gun range with some friends of mine, and we're just about to go in. I get a phone call, and I'm like,
what's this bitch want?
And my buddies go, and it's like, Lavelle, my best friend Lavelle and Fletcher, they go, what? I'm like, it's fucking Maria. And he goes, well, what she want? I'm like, I don't know. Like, we don't speak that much unless she fucking wants something. Or it's like something happened. So I go,
That's what I used to call her.
I was a glorified booty call. And unfortunately, and it wasn't even like booty call, because it was like booty call to cuddle and stay the night, and then stay the day. And then stay the next night.
And then not see you for like a week.
And then not see me for a week. And then call me and piss the bed because then she called me because she was drunk on vodka.
Stay on point!
Okay.
Stay focused.
Hey, Barb, we'll talk about that one later.
Focus, damn it.
So she called me and I'm like, yo, what up? I'm about to kill this motherfucker. I'm like, hello to you too. What the fuck just happened?
So Saco, Maine, there's a river, and people tube down it every year. It's like a whole, like, it's a white people thing. It really is. It's like you float down the river, you drink, you smoke, like, and you stop on the side and you, like, pop up tents, you sleep there, and then you float down the river, like, further. This kid and his friend, there's always one fucking bro. He was drunk and he was obnoxious. This kid and my friend Melissa and my friend Amanda were there, and they're both hood as shit. They don't care. Like, they'll cut somebody too, so they were just fucking with him. Right? And I was just getting aggravated. I'm like, I'm gonna fucking kill this kid. He said something to me. I was like, listen to me very carefully. Calm. When a woman's calm, like you said, calm. I looked at him. I looked at his friend. I spoke directly past him to his friend. Said, if you don't get your fucking friend away from me, I'm going to stab him directly in the neck, and then I'm going to pull it out. He's going to bleed out before any medical professional will be able to reach him. Yes. And they were like, I was like, get him away from me right now. They were like, scared. They're like, dude, I think she's serious. She's going to stab him. I was like, get your fucking friend away from me. My cousin was like, okay, we're going to go smoke in the woods. I have this blunt. And we have a bowl. Let's go smoke in the woods. She was like, calm, Mark. He needs you. Calm down. I'm mad right now.
Yo, I can see you get hot. You want to smoke? Let's go.
Legitimately.
I was so mad. Like, legit, I thought I was going to stab this kid and let him bleed. And literally, he would have died.
I've had lung issues for the past. I've had lung issues for the past week, right? Like bad, and I haven't been able to smoke, and it's taking its toll on me. I'm telling you.
Long.
So the one thing, I'm gonna bring this full circle. The funny thing about it is, for as dominant as women women are. Let's not even say it like they are, because I fully believe God's a woman. Because if the female species is the one that creates life, why wouldn't the person who created life be a woman?
And she looks like Foxy Brown.
She looks like Rosario Dawson.
Rihanna.
She looks like what you want her to look like. Thick Rihanna. Thick Rihanna. If she looked like Rihanna, she looked like thick Rihanna.
Damn.
And the funny thing about it is, the only person that can really calm a woman down is like their significant other. Because like my wife will go off the fucking rails, and I look at her and go, "Babe, calm down. It's okay." No, I'm like, "Babe, calm down. It's okay. I'm about to. Don't get fired."
I've called you from work before for that. From the general.
Like me, I will just.
Yeah, but like Maria, don't get fired. Listen to me, don't get fired.
I'm gonna quit today.
Yeah.
Please tell me I can quit today, babe. Just tell me what's wrong. No, I just want to walk off and just say fuck this place, and I want to quit. Kim.
This sounds exactly like something Maria said to me.
I'd just be like, let's talk about it. Let's just talk about it.
I'm like, yo, I want to talk. Yes.
I'm like, yo.
Did you get fired already?
Like, babe, hold up. Yo, can someone come relieve me real quick? Yo, what's going on? No, you cannot stab them in the neck. No, you can't punch them in the neck.
Throat punch. A nice swift throat punch. People don't talk shit with
No.
Can't breathe.
No, Maria, you cannot drag them into the porter closet and shove a broomstick up their ass.
That's too. No, I'm not sticking anything in anybody's ass. That's gross.
Custodial closet. Beat them in the custodial closet.
Yes.
MMA and boxing.
Shanice,
Maria will be enrolling into it.
Yeah, I probably should. She needs to work with me. She's seen me before with these bitches. I can't.
I'm glad.
They know to leave me alone now because they know if you're gonna sit next to Maria and say something, be prepared because she's gonna.
Full disclosure. I moonlight as an Uber driver, right? Mm-hmm. And out of 2
at night.
Well, not necessarily. I'm a job. Yeah. One of the 2 people that I've kicked out of the 2,000 rides I've done since I've been doing Uber has been a doctor at the.
Because they're dicks.
I'm not going to say your hospital, but your hospital.
Yeah. Because they're dicks.
Your hospital is an acronym, by the way.
You kicked them out their car?
I kicked out. Man, listen.
That's amazing.
We can talk about it after.
Okay.
But yeah, it felt so good. Oh my god.
Very polite.
It felt so good.
You're really gonna I'm really gonna have to edit that.
What, you polite?
Really, but yeah.
Yeah, I have to.
What? Edit what?
Damn it.
I can't say Master.
No.
What the fuck?
Your hospital.
Your hospital. It's called Your Hospital.
You are a hospital.
Yeah.
University of Rhode Island Hospital.
It's called Orange, Black, Blue Hospital.
You know,
Michael Garrison Hospital.
I mean, you can choose to edit this out if you want. I just told my new boss recently that she was no different than the other 4 bosses I already had.
That's a phrase though. But that's a phrase though. Same new boss, same as the old boss. That's a phrase.
Fine, you can
we're going on 2 hours, so I'm assuming this podcast is going to have the record for the most.
Just cut it into part 1 and part 2.
Of the old man.
I'm editing that one thing. I'm not editing anything.
This podcast is great.
Let's do a part 1 and a part 2.
It's gonna be a class.
Nah, this is all going out in one.
You signing it?
I have one question.
Yes.
Anything that we spoke about today, was that exactly what we were supposed to talk about?
Oh
No.
We're supposed to talk about Black Lightning,
Black superheroes.
What happened with you motherfuckers?
Oh, that wasn't gonna happen today.
But you know what? I
told you to know it.
This isn't your first podcast, right?
And everyone said, Kim,
I didn't watch it either.
I would love to do another podcast with you.
No, I think this was a good get the.
Yes.
So are you paused now?
So, but hold on. Before we conclude, Harvey, do you not understand the difference with the mother?
I honestly,
I'm bringing it back.
My job
back full circle.
As old man. Oh, say that one more time.
Do you understand the wife mother thing?
Caregiver.
Oh, I would never understand that.
Oh, all right.
But I will.
Do you understand the look?
Sure.
Do you understand the man stand?
Sure.
I got a perfect example. You watch the Cosby's, right?
He's lying.
No, I don't. I would like to say that Super Bowl Cosby does not support anything that Bill Cosby is involved in.
You don't support Felicia Rashad? You
really have to put me. You really have to put.
Yeah,
I'm bring up Felicia Rashad though.
Yeah,
you see the look Felicia Rashad gives Bill Cosby.
Oh, when he's about to eat a sandwich, he's not supposed
Cliff
to.
Huxtable.
Bill Cosby.
Bill Cosby.
Cliff Huxtable.
The rapist.
All in one. Dr. Cliff Huxtable is probably killing people too.
She was clear.
I mean, I don't know. I mean, I understand. I'm playing with y'all. I'm trying to be the devil's advocate just to make the conversation a little.
That's okay.
But for me, I mean, personally, I understand the look because we watch. What's the show we used to watch? You know what I'm talking about when we talk about the look. How I Met Your Mother.
Yeah, that one.
There's a character called Lily. Lily, and she has
Yes.
they call it the Lily look. Shanice is famous for the Lily look.
I gotta watch the show.
So, very well aware of that. But I think for me, I don't know. Like, I feel as a man, and this is not. And I think just in general, like in a relationship, like
I'm really close to you. Just remember that.
if you're doing what you're supposed to, I think a lot of times
I got a pen.
we mess up because we're either assuming something or we feel guilty about something that we knew we weren't.
You gotta take out the strap.
Why do you think I was yelling at her?
Exactly. Like
I knew she wanted me to come home early.
Yeah, like,
I'm like, fuck that. They got Keystone Lights and Chartreuse.
Yeah, like for me,
I'm staying
in that situation, I'm not coming home, damn it. In that situation, for me, like before I went out, if I knew I'm gonna be out late, I would probably hit her. I'd hit Shanice. I'd interrupt me like, Hobby. You're using common sense and logic when common sense and logic did not matter with my. No, but that's what I'm saying.
He smokes weed. Yeah, if I smoke weed, I'd be like, I smoke weed. Let me tell you, Maria will tell you, when I smoke weed, I'm good. I know this is me when I smoke weed. I'm gonna do it for the audience that can't hear me. I sink into the couch. I get in the most uncomfortable position for some weird reason, and I don't fucking move. Nothing bothers. Nothing bothers me.
The only thing is when I smoke, Mark likes to look at me and laugh.
Because it's hilarious.
Like he just fucks with me the whole time.
Yeah, it's fucking hilarious. Because she says...
Harvey doesn't drink like us.
Nah, man.
No.
I don't. I really don't.
He's not on that level, though.
Although this conversation, I think I'm dodging that.
The last time I was really high, I had a whole conversation with Mark about synapses and neurons and receptors, and he was like, "I don't want to talk to you, but I don't."
But see, that's what I get really.
I had a whole conversation. He was like, "I don't understand what you're saying right now."
You know what I did?
It was a movie. Yeah, no, he was like, "Just stop. You're high. You're high."
So all I did was equate it to multiple men. Every time she gets into these deep fucking philosophical conversations, I just equate it to
you know what happens when blah blah blah? He's like,
and I was like, yeah, that happens with multiple men when he separates himself and he keeps a different part of his personality. I'm like, yo, this is what you sound like to me right now. Yo, last week we were supposed to record. And
was this when we were all together?
So Shanice, Harvey, and Maria, they over there.
We weren't supposed to record.
We were supposed to
record. You
record.
wanted to record.
I wanted to record.
We were supposed to be having a friend's time.
Okay.
I want to be invited to the friend's time.
It was a friend's
We were
time.
having a dinner.
Masked as me gonna sneak in and recording.
Mm-hmm.
And they're sitting there talking, and like they're talking about like the way cells replicate, and they're talking about tumors and cancers. And excuse my language when I say this, I'm looking at them all like, nigga, what? Like,
see, that's
my head turned sideways. I was like,
you heard the Charlie Brown's teacher?
no, you know what makes it even worse?
That's the type of stuff I like to talk about.
Oh no, it's even worse because I get everything. They start talking about mitosis. They start talking about like neurons and the things that make up cells, and then like all the stuff from like my high school days is all coming back to me. And then all it does is piss me off because I had the one teacher who told me who wouldn't answer a science question. It ruined my.
You're never
fucking
gonna let that go. You will not let it go.
That's how the conversation started. You vented to us about some childhood trauma.
I wanted to be a scientist.
Yeah, that's how it started. Why are you blaming us?
Huh?
We were trying to help you discover what
they
you
was
wanted
talking
to do in
about.
life.
I'm not.
And I want you guys to know, old man pisses me off when he pretends like he don't know what we're talking about.
I know I do what you're talking about.
He's one of the smartest people I know, just so you guys know.
No, I do what you're talking about.
He likes play dumb.
This is an awesome
So
podcast.
are we done for the night?
We're done.
We're done.
See, at the end of the day, this is why if I got that gauntlet, that the whole world will just cease to exist.
What?
I'm sorry. You know what? You know what I'm gonna do? Let me tell you.
Thanos want to have. I just want.
So, because you guys never got to what I would do, and you guys all went violence. Let me tell you what I would do. There's an issue of Cable and Deadpool, and all Cable wanted to do was link everyone's mind so everyone could understand what they're going through. So you have this thing. It's very hippie-ish, but he's like everyone can actually their minds can link, so everyone can find out what we all want in life, and all we want is peace. Like, you know what I mean? That's all we really want. Everyone wants to be happy. Everyone wants to be understood. And at that point, I call all you guys cunts. This has all been the Old Man Wade Show. This has been the Old Man Wade Show. I want to thank Kim and Alfredo and my wife and Shanice and my co-host Super Hard for coming in. Alva, can you say "Damn it, Wade" for me?
Damn it, Wade.
Kim, can I get a "Damn it, Wade"?
Damn it, Wade.
Hey, babe, can I get a "Damn it, Wade"?
No.
Damn it, Wade.